Catch the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Line drive, left field, base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes his 2nd run home, and the Sodbusters have the lead.
Us Hastings kids, we kind of have our own little crowd going on in the corner, so it's been a blast.
The 1-2 pitch on the way. Called strike 3, and the Sodbusters are out of trouble in the 7th.
I kind of get what's expected, and we're supposed to do it the right way, everything else, but at the end of the day, it is summer baseball, and we're here to improve every day, but also have a lot of fun.
Sodbuster Baseball.
Previously in the summer, I got to play with a kid from Japan, so that's a cool connection there, and it's just nice getting to know everybody and seeing what they like, kind of maybe they show me something that I'll like and enjoy and take on for the rest of my life. You never know.
Swing and a miss. And the Hastings Sodbusters have won for the 3rd time in a row.
You got to make sure you have your composure and stay true to who you are up there. You got to be able to know what kind of baseball player you are, and you got to play to your strengths.
The Hastings Sodbusters.
We'll take another one just like the other one. The Hastings Sodbusters, game number 2 of the doubleheader with the Casper Spuds, who's trying for a quick turnaround after the game 1 was delayed 50 minutes due to the umpire shortage, so they expected to get the lineups in and go. They've announced the starting lineups, but we are still awaiting the umpires to come out for game number 2. But a tremendous first game for this Hastings squad as they ended up beating Casper by a count of 8-0. One of the stories of the game, Dalton Juden, he goes the distance and picks up the win. Complete game shutout. The other story, 2-out hits. The first 6 runs of the game for the Sodbusters coming with 2 outs on the board. As they put the 3 on the board in the 2nd, added a run in the 3rd, kept getting those tack-on runs that are so big when you're trying to pull away and ice a game. 2 in the 5th inning. Those also coming with 2 outs before adding 2 runs in the 6th. 8-0. And the Sodbusters with multiple players with multi-hit games. They have a same-looking lineup here in Game 2. Why mess with success? So we'll see how it goes in Game 2 between the Sodbusters and the Casper Spuds. Hastings with a 2-game winning streak at home now. And Casper has now lost 2 straight. The overall records, Hastings is now 6-17 on the year. Casper slipping to 11-10. Second game of the doubleheader here, and we'll have a game tomorrow at Steve Stein and Ryan Valenta. Man, that was fun.
Like you said, Steve, it is now officially a winning streak, as Sodbusters can say that just for the 2nd time this season. They'll, like you said, yeah, the offensive lineup was pretty darn good the first time. Why change it? They'll go behind Adam DeBoer here as game number 2 will get started here shortly. DeBoer started the year as a reliever for the Sodbusters. His last 2 appearances have been converted into a starter, and his last outing was definitely his best one of the year. He got the start again in the last weekend series in Oahe, threw 100 pitches in 7 innings, just allowing the 1 run and 7 hits. So he found his footing there after giving up at least 2 runs, 7 in his second to last start. So he will look to continue his success in his second start here in Duncan Field tonight. And for the Sodbusters, just keep chipping away at that Spud pitching staff. That we know that they are a little bit depleted right now, and so Mike Bowles have to go to the bullpen early in the game. It'll be good for the Sodbusters. They've got a well-rested bullpen. They will just hopefully they can use their normal guys if DeBoer gets into trouble. But if he has an outing like last time, he could go the distance too. You don't want to get too ahead of yourself there, but could be possible as the Sodbusters will play another 7-inning game here in just a few minutes.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups. First of all, for the Hastings Sodbusters, and if you're with us for Game 1, just pencil in that same crew. Gage Frank in center field, and leading off, it's Marcos Cabranes. He'll be behind the plate again. And if you had one of those games where you catch 150 pitches, maybe you do use a different catcher, but Cabranes already warm, if you will. And we've seen catchers catch over 200 pitches in a game this year, so Cabranes having to catch only 94 in the first game is going to be back behind the plate for game number 2. Landon Gaz is at first base and batting third. Nick Jones, the DH, batting fourth. It's Kyle Hiltbrandt in right field and batting fifth. Cale Jensen, the left fielder, bats 6th. Josh Printer plays shortstop and bats 7th. Anthony Chavez at third base batting 8th. And it's Nolan Oliver batting 9th and playing second base. And the aforementioned Adam DeBoer is doing the pitching for the Hastings Sodbusters. Casper, a little bit of a tweak in their lineup, but pretty similar to Game 1. Elijah Reeves, he's been locked into that leadoff spot throughout the course of the year. He will play center field. Chase Burke up to second in the order, and he is moving over to right field and batting second. Matthew Marsick, I don't know how excited he was. I visited with him between games. He said, I'm going to be out and left this game with that sun. We were commenting on the great defensive play that Chase Burke made, and he said, I got to play left. I don't think he was really excited about playing left field here at Duncan Field for game number 2 with the way the sun is right now. Easton Smith bats in the leadoff, or in the 4 spot and batting and playing second base. Nathan Martinez, the shortstop, bats 5th. It's Ryan Schmidt, the designated hitter, batting 6th. Caleb Simmons at first base, batting 7th. Mac Wilkins, both catchers are catching the second game too, as Wilkins is behind the plate again. And it's Austin Stallwick playing third base and batting 9th. Ty Volmer will be on the mound for the Casper Spuds. Once again, for the Hastings Sodbusters, here in game number 2 for their head coach, Joel Skipper, it's Frank, Cabranes, Gaz, Jones, Hiltbrandt, Jensen, Printer, Chavez, Oliver, with DeBoer on the mound. And for Casper, under the direction of their head man, Mike Bowles, Reeves, Burke, Marsick, Smith, Martinez, Schmidt, Simmons, Wilkins, Stallwick, with Volmer on the mound. A picture-perfect day down on the field. You can expect this early summer to be just amazingly hot, but temperatures in the upper 80s, a pleasant breeze which has really shifted around that makes the outfield even more challenging. It looks like right now it's blowing from the right field corner to the left field corner here at Duncan Field. 408 to straightaway center, 405 to the alleys, and 367 down the right field line, 370 to left field. Now coming into today, the numbers in the series, of course, Hastings was 1-5 before that first game win and hitting only a $1.98 against Casper this year. Casper hitting .294. Team ERA for the Sodbusters against Casper was 8.13. That will be lowered significantly after that shutout win from Dalton Juden. And the Casper ERA actually raising last night to 3.51. They were well under 2 before last night's 11-10 victory. And overall, Casper has won 5 of the 7 meetings. They won the first 5, but the Sodbusters now winning the last 2. Yesterday's extra inning thriller in 11 innings, and then the scheduled 7-inning game in the first game of the doubleheader here earlier today, as Hastings and Casper getting set to go. And they'll have another game tomorrow. If you're in central Nebraska, come on out. 6:35 start time at Duncan Field tomorrow to wrap up the 4-game series. That will wrap up the first half of the season as well. As starting Monday, you'll be 0-0 as you try to win the second half. And speaking of the second half, the first half coming right down to the wire. The big game yesterday was the matchup between Fremont and Badlands in Fremont, with the Mood defeating the Big Sticks 12-11, so they have the stranglehold now. If they win one of the last 2, they are the first half champs. Badlands has to win the next 2 to capture the first half championship. Also yesterday, Oahe defeated Spearfish 15-13, and Sawtooth defeated the Competitors Showcase team 6-5 at a non-league game. You've got the same matchups today as far as within the league. Sawtooth, they have another game outside the league. They're playing the Idaho Potatoes. I would have loved to have been involved in the marketing for that particular team. What are we going to name our team? We got all day at the country club to decide this. We're going to go Idaho Potatoes. All right, that's great. Let's go play golf. So that's just for talking about the lack of creativity. The Idaho Potatoes, not taters, not spuds. Idaho Potatoes.
It rhymes though. So
I suppose that's right. Yep, so.
That's probably what their mindset was.
Yep. And they are taking on Sawtooth as the standings heading into today. It was Fremont at 16-6, Badlands 16-8, a game back. Casper has now fallen to 11-10. Spearfish 9-13-1. Hastings 6-17. That's their updated record. And Oahe 4-20-1. The Nebraska Prospects and Sawtooth ineligible for the postseason. They're just playing road-only games. Nebraska's been outstanding. Prospects 14-3 and Sawtooth 6-5 in league games. They're 15-7 overall. Sodbusters have taken the field behind Adam DeBoer. Marcos Cabranes is the catcher. Landon Gaz at first base. Second baseman Nolan Oliver. Anthony Chavez at third. Josh Printer the shortstop. The outfield left to right, Cale Jensen, Gage Frank, and Kyle Hiltbrandt. And you mentioned DeBoer, his last outing, perhaps his best. Overall, he's 1-1, a 7.0 ERA, making his 7th appearance, as he is going to see what he can get done after allowing 16 runs, 14 of those earned. He's allowed 13 hits, 23 strikeouts, and 6 walks. He's one of the top strikeout guys on the team. You look at the strikeout numbers. Tex Cook is actually the leading strikeout producer for this Hastings Sodbusters staff, and Braden Anderson right there as well with his strikeout numbers, 26 Ks for him. And then DeBoer. DeBoer's kind of next in line right there, so a guy who does get some Ks, and he'll be working to a pretty good Casper lineup here in game number 2. Hope you enjoy our broadcast, and for folks who are Hastings Sodbuster fans, always welcome you. And we've had some nice comments from the Casper folks, and so we send our greetings to any Casper parents who might be listening in, and to Stephanie, the wife of the head coach, Mike Bowles, Scott Galusha, owner, GM. Hope you're still with us. Hopefully I didn't offend you after saying don't come back, because the Sodbusters winning 2 games with him on vacation. It's just great that Scott flat gets a vacation. That's very nice for him. So hopefully he's enjoying time with his family. And what's he do on vacation? Watches our broadcast, So hopefully he's also spending time with the family too. Pitch high and tight, nearly got a piece of Elijah Reeves. I don't know how it didn't. It looks like it maybe scooted off an umpire too, as it deflected off a couple of things. May got a piece of the catcher and the umpire right there, and when all is said and done, it's allowed 1 ball and no strikes on Elijah Reeves. Reeves stands in the right-handed box. He went 1 for 2 in the opening game and takes this pitch high for ball 2. 2-0 on Elijah Reeves, one of the top players on this squad. Speedy center fielder, batting .243 coming into today. 26 runs scored for the year, most on the team, and he takes a strike, 2 balls, and 1 strike on Elijah Reeves. Casper probably pretty happy that they're not having to face Dalton Juden, who was outstanding in the opener. Pitch curves and right on the inside corner. Reeves didn't like that call, and it goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes on Elijah Reeves. Hastings Sodbusters winning the opener 8-0, looking for the sweep. Curveball is fisted into right field. Base hit, fair by a foot. Reeves around first, headed to second. Here comes the throw in. Not going to be in time. Excellent throw, though. Tremendously played by Kyle Hiltbrandt, who showed good athleticism and a perfect throw. Did all he could, but Reeves in scoring position with a double and nobody out.
Tried to go with the off-speed pitch there, and right inside the line. We said the wind's going to play a factor. Not sure if that played a factor in that one, but just not a full swing from Reeves, and he really got that one inside the line. Good start for the Spuds.
Chase Burke will bat now with the runner at second and nobody out. Great speed on the bases, great speed at home plate, as Chase Burke went 0 for 3 in the opener after his 4-hit game yesterday, and had an amazing catch out in left field, as good as we've seen here at Duncan Field this year, as he had to go back near the wall and battle the sun and the wind to make the catch. Big swing, no contact, no balls, 2 strikes on Chase Burke. He could play all the outfield positions, is in right field here in game number 2 with Marsick in left. 1 on, nobody out. Sodbusters and the Spuds, game 2 of this doubleheader. A look back to second. And the pitch, a little bit high. Saw Reeves kind of flashing a little sign to Burke, maybe giving him pitch location. We'll see if Marcos Cabranes, if he can maybe deke that, set up one side, and then move to the other right there, because Reeves looked like he was giving some sort of signal to Burke at home plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Off-speeder swung at and missed. Big strikeout there. And 1 on and 1 out for Matthew Marsick. Marsick 342 coming into today, and in the opener he went 1 for 3. Steps in the left-handed box. Big first out there as DeBoer keeping Reeves at second, not allowing him to advance by getting that strikeout. Pitch a little bit low for ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes on Marsick, who has been a terror against this Sodbuster team during the course of the season, but they kept them from scoring last inning, kept the entire Casper squad off the scoreboard, and an 8-0 win. Tremendous performance for Dalton Juden and that Sodbuster defense. Just one error that didn't really matter much, and Sodbuster getting it done, particularly with 2 outs. 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed. Great off-speeder from DeBoer, and the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. Adam DeBoer out of Southeast Community College. The Storm, they went 45 at 18 in the spring. He's from Beatrice. They have to get him on a Sodbuster spotlight before this season is done. DeBoer takes a look back at second base. That's where Elijah Reeves leads away, and the pitch is taken high for a ball. 2-1 the count. With Easton Smith and Nathan Martinez awaiting their opportunities against Hastings in the top half of inning number 1. Scheduled 7-inning game here at Duncan Field. Reeves leads away. DeBoer a quick look back, and the pitch is bounced to the right side. Landon Gaz has got it. He will win the race to the bag. There are 2 outs. He had to really hustle to win that race to the bag. Marsick can flat fly. Well, when Gaz had it, that's going to be easy, and Marsick never took that for granted, and it turned into a kind of a bang-bang play. On the play, Reeves advances to third. 2 outs and 1 on for Easton Smith.
Did the job and got the runner over, and for Smith here now, your lone job is, if you're Casper, you were shut out in the first game, at least give your starting pitcher a lead and give him something to work with.
Easton Smith getting a start at second base here in game number 2. He's .350 for the year, 4 doubles, 6 runs batted in, 5 runs scored. Did not play in the opening game today for the squad from Casper. And takes it right on the outside corner for strike 1. No balls and 1 strike on the Casper second baseman. So we see Nathan Martinez move to short, and Chandler Stocking getting a rare day off. I think that's the first time he will not play against the Hastings Sodbusters in the season series. Pitch is taken for a strike. Quickly 2 strikes on Easton Smith as Adam DeBoer trying to work his way around that leadoff double from Reeves. Reeves stands at third. DeBoer working out of the stretch, checks the runner at third, looks in at Marcos Cabranes and brings it home. Just misses. Sodbuster fans thought it was strike 3. It was not. And 1 ball and 2 strikes the count now on Easton Smith. He has a right-hander against the right-handed batter. DeBoer brings it home. Swing and a miss, and the Sodbusters set him down. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. Casper nothing. Sodbusters coming up, and this is Sodbuster Baseball.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
At the bottom half of inning number 1, Hastings coming to bat against the Casper Spuds right-hander, Ty Vollmer. Vollmer getting the opportunity here. No record, a 4.3 ERA. He's making his 6th appearance, his 3rd start in 14 2/3 innings. He's allowed 10 runs, 7 of those earned. He's allowed 18 hits. He struck out 6, walked 10, and hit 2. Another one of those Spud pitchers which has walked more than they've struck out, so maybe it's an opportunity for the Sodbusters to be selective up there, put a little crooked number on the board, and make Casper play from behind for the 3rd straight game. Sodbusters jumped out yesterday 6-0, had to win it in extras 11-10, not nearly the drama, and quite frankly that was okay with me. An 8-0 game where the Sodbusters pretty much controlled this from early in the contest to the end in that 8-0 win, thanks in part to Dalton Juden, his complete game effort and great hitting up and down the lineup, as Hastings would end up pounding out 13 hits before it was all said and done in just 6 innings of work. Here comes Gage Frank for the Hastings Sodbusters. Good to see Gage break off the snide after 3 straight strikeouts. He ended up getting a single and a run scored there late in that first game, as it's the same lineup for the Sodbusters here in game number 2, with the exception of the starting pitcher. And Gage Frank's probably going to be happy that the season series is going to be over with Casper. He pops this one up into short left field. The shortstop going back. That's going to be a tough play. And fading back, Nathan Martinez. He, along with the left and center field, are going to have to battle that sun as well as the wind. And a pretty good play for Martinez to hang in there and make the play against Gage Frank.
Yeah, this is the time of the evening where that sun in left field, we've seen left fielders and even now shortstops alike have trouble with that sun, but Martinez with the glasses on wasn't going to get any help from either his left or center fielder, so great job to put that away himself.
Here's Marcos Cabranes, 0 for 3 in the first game today, although he was robbed by Chase Burke out in left field as he hit a crush shot to what would have been the left field wall if a wind would have been blowing a little bit different, and Burke caught it anyway for a loud out. He pops it up here. That's into short right field. Second baseman goes back. Center fielder trying to call him off and will do so as Elijah Reeves takes control of the play and retires Marcos Cabranes. A good job for Ty Volmer to retire the first 2 here in the first inning of game number 2. And that will bring to the plate Landon Gaz. Gaz, a productive first game as he went 1 for 3, scored twice. The first baseman for the Hastings Sodbusters. Relative newcomer has got Gaz and Hiltbrandt in the lineup again for this Hastings Sodbuster squad. Pitch taken outside for ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. Guy's just out of high school and is going to be playing his college ball for UC Irvine. And he pops this one up, so 3 straight pop-ups. First baseman fading back and makes the play easy for Ty Volmer as Caleb Simmons is able to get under it from Landon Gaz. 1, 2, 3 go the Sodbusters in the first. 0-0 as we head to the second. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings Sodbusters Baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate woodbat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters Baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Head of the second inning, and Adam DeBoer will be throwing his 18th pitch for the Hastings Sodbusters in their winning green uniforms today with the white numbers trimmed in gold. And the Casper Spuds in their grays with the blue and purple numbers. Casper, they ended up moving from Idaho, hence the Spuds nickname. They were in Caldwell, Idaho a year ago. It's the 3rd year for the franchise. They moved to Casper to replace the Casper Horseheads. Last year they were 27 and 26 as the Canyon County Spuds. And kind of nice to have the Spuds a little bit closer. The footprint of the Independence League shrinking a little bit in terms of the full-time members. Don't have that full-time Idaho team anymore, although you do have a team there which plays road games to kind of help out the league. Pitch taken high for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes on Nathan Martinez. Martinez 1 for 3 in the first game today. He's the starting shortstop and takes the pitch over for a strike. A curveball right across. Martinez not so sure. It's 1 ball and 1 strike on Nathan Martinez for the Casper Spuds. Spuds 315 batter. This Martinez leads the team with 5 doubles and tied for first with 17 runs batted in. Drills this one to left field. Jensen can't find it. He turns and he is going to see this one one hop the wall. Martinez around second. He hits the bag. He's not stopping. Here comes the throw. They're going to cut it off as Josh Printer had a notion and then realized Martinez was pretty much already at the third base bag. So a leadoff double to open the first inning for Reeves, a leadoff triple to open the second inning for Martinez, and Casper threatens again here against Adam DeBoer.
Even though that was over the head of Jensen, don't think even if he got a read on it would have gotten that anyway. That one was one hopped off the wall there. That ball was crushed.
Would have been out in any other park in the Independence League or pretty much any other park in Nebraska or Wyoming or North and South Dakota as we try to hit all the states involved in this Independence League. Ryan Schmidt bats now. Designated hitter. Didn't play in game number 1 as the pitch is missing for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes on Ryan Schmidt. Schmidt on the year, 250. Against Hastings this season, he's 2 for 5. Had a multi-hit game, one of the contests with a triple, knocked in 2 and scored 2. He's played in 6 games coming into today and takes the pitch low for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes on Schmidt. So Schmidt getting a start in the DH spot here in the second game as Casper a little bit depleted on their roster, looking to kind of fill in as we get set to go for the second half. And need behind the plate. Couple of catchers gone. They've had some injuries. They've had some defections. It's 3 balls and a strike. Lost a couple of pretty frontline pitchers as well. 3-1 the count on Schmidt. DeBoer brings it home, and this one is lined back up the middle. Backhanded by Oliver. Nice play. Throw to first in time. Run will score, but you do what you can here early in the contest. It's an RBI ground out for Schmidt. And Nolan Oliver, good play at second base. And it's 1-0. Casper on top with the ground out from Schmidt. Here comes Caleb Simmons. Simmons getting his first at bat of the day as he gets his opportunity. A 250 hitter for the season. A double, 9 runs batted in and 6 runs scored for the left-handed hitter against the righty Adam DeBoer, who brings home ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 run home for the Casper Spuds. The leadoff triple cashed by Casper for their first run of the day in 9 at-bats against Sodbuster pitching. Pitch misses for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes on Simmons. Simmons 3 for 8 against the Sodbusters this year. Did have a multi-hit game, 2 for 5, a double, an RBI, and a run scored as Casper put it to Hastings in a couple of contests in a 3-game series, 15-4 and 18-6. The Sodbusters have put those games behind them with a pair of wins here in this series. And it's a 4-pitch walk to Simmons, so 1 on and nobody, and a 1 out for Mac Wilkins, the number 8 hitter in the lineup for the Spuds. Mac wanted to bat in the 8 spot last game, so they put him in the 8 spot this game, as he actually did come up and bat in the 8 spot. Unfortunately for Casper, he was scheduled in the 9 spot, so the guy who was to bat in the 8 spot was ruled out. Here's the bunt. Right back to the pitcher. DeBoer throws to second. That's all they'll get as the throw is on the shortstop side, and a really good play for Josh Prenner to keep his foot on the bag and field the ball. It goes 1-6 on the putout to get Simmons. Mac Wilkins aboard on the fielder's choice. There's 2 outs, 1 on with 1 home here for Casper in the second.
Good idea to bunt right there, but that was too hard right back at the pitcher. And athletic play by Prenner. You want to try and turn the double play there. Good to just get the 1 out there. Now you got 2 outs.
And now here comes Austin Stallwick, who bats in the number 9 spot, and he will take ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Austin Stallwick playing third base this game. He came in relief. A 2-way player. He's out of Gresham, Oregon. Guy who can either pitch or bat and gets the chance to start at third base here in the second game. Big swing, no contact. It's 1 ball and 1 strike on Austin Stallwick. As Adam DeBoer, he can bring it a little bit. He hits about 84 miles an hour with that particular fastball, but Stallwick way behind that offering. DeBoer, a check of the runner at first. Brings home the pitch. Curveball's a beauty. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Stallwick, trying to end this second inning with no more damage done. Martinez leadoff triple, scored on the RBI ground out from Ryan Schmidt. 1-0. Casper with the early lead in this 7-inning game. Swing and a miss. And that will do it for Caspers. They come up with a run on 1 hit. They leave a man. We head to the bottom half of inning number 2. It's Casper 1, Hastings nothing. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil. Tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris. Plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Head to the bottom half of inning number 2. Hastings trails it by a score of 1-0. 4, 5, and 6 coming up. It's Ty Vollmer with an incredibly easy first inning against Hastings. 3 pop-ups. Sodbusters unable to get any solid contact against Ty Vollmer, who is trying to come out and have a long, solid outing for this squad. He's a Casper guy, goes to Bethany Lutheran, and making his 3rd start of the year, a 4.3 ERA, so decent pitcher for this Casper squad, which comes into today with a team ERA of 5.17. It'll be Nick Jones in the DH spot again this game. He went 1 for 3 and had an RBI ground out back in game number 1. Nick Jones, primarily a DH, was a catcher most of his early career, but almost exclusively a DH for Arkansas Tech this past spring, and has caught a game or two here in the summer season. 1 ball and no strikes, the count on Nick. Nick with a really solid at bat to get home a run, fouled off a couple of pitches, and then just put the ball in play with a runner at 3rd and less than 2 outs. This one is a rocket to right field. It is carrying well, and it is gone! Nick Jones, welcome to the club. It's a home run for Nick Jones, and the Hastings Sodbusters get it tied with an exclamation point.
Loud sound off the bat, and listen to this crowd. Second time the Sodbusters have been treated to a long ball this year. And oh my goodness, was that crushed.
92 miles an hour off the bat of Nick Jones, at about 380 feet long to clear the right field wall as the Sodbusters get it tied with excitement. Here's Kyle Hiltbrandt. 1-0 the count on Kyle. And great to see the Sodbusters come right back. And you're thinking, okay, play small ball, battle, chip away. No, just crush it out of here. Now we're all tied again. Here's a hard hit ball, but 1 hopper to the 3rd baseman as Austin Stallwick will throw out Kyle Hiltbrandt. So much better swings here in inning number 2 than inning number 1, is pretty solidly struck by Hiltbrandt after Jones crushes one to right field. 2nd home run of the season here at Duncan Field for the Hastings Sodbusters as Jones joins Cale Jensen in the Sodbuster Duncan Field Home Run Club. And speaking of Cale, here he is. Left fielder. Good first game, 2 for 3 with a run batted in and a run scored. 1-0 delivery. Taken upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes on Cale Jensen. The Hastings Sodbusters and the Casper Spuds are all square at 1. It's Ty Vollmer. Brings home the 2-0 delivery, and that's way outside for ball 3, 3-0. Hastings a tremendous job of getting 2-out production in that first game. Their first 6 runs all coming with 2 outs. 3-0 pitch is across for strike 3-1. This game, a leadoff home run here in the 2nd inning for Jones. 3-1 pitch. Hard hit ball, that's into right field. The Sodbusters have hits with 2 of their first 3 hitters in the 2nd inning. Solid single for Cale Jensen. That will bring to the plate Josh Printer. You figured you had an opportunity to get some runs against Vollmer. Didn't know you'd hit a home run at Duncan Field, but take it.
That one, Jones has the bragging rights a little bit over Jensen. That one cleared the wall. If you recall, Jensen's bounced off the top of the wall, so he has the leg up over Jensen here so far.
He's got the dugout bragging rights, but in the scorebook, it just says HR. It doesn't say HR, which hit the top of the wall. Now, Josh Printer up there, and he played with himself within himself very well in that first game. 2 for 4, a double, 2 runs batted in, and a run scored. Just really solid at bats. Didn't try to do too much. gets a multi-hit game. This time he pops it up, and Jensen going to have to hustle back as this is going to be played by the first baseman, basically in front of the second baseman, Caleb Simmons, fading over. He called for it early, and then the wind basically blew it away from him. He did a good job hanging in there, so Jensen unable to, or I should say Printer unable to move up Jensen. Jensen has to retreat, and it'll be Anthony Chavez to come to the plate. So 1 on, 2 outs for Chavez, who had a really good first game. 3 for 3, 2 runs batted in, and a run scored for Chavez. Here's the pitch. Solidly struck ball into left field. Base hit, and that gets by the left fielder, but the center fielder picks it up and throws to third. Not going to be in time, and on the play, Chavez will move up. It's a single for Chavez. Good base running there for Jensen, who was thinking first to third all the way. Good job for Reeves to pick the ball up behind Marsick, but that did allow Chavez to move up with him, and now there are runners at second and third and 2 outs for Nolan Oliver.
Chavez continues his perfect day, now 4 for 4 on the day so far.
As Oliver will step to the plate, and he's been good the last couple of games. 1 for 2 with the run batted in. Really the last week or so, he has started to see the ball better and getting regular playing time too with the injury to Grant Jones. He's been able to get more in the lineup at a regular basis. That probably helps as well, and has been productive at the bottom of that order. 1 for 2 with a run batted in the opener, and he takes a ball, 1 ball and 1 strike on Nolan Oliver. See if the Sodbusters can continue that 2-out magic that they had in game number 1. 2 on, 2 out. Sodbusters trying to take the lead as they've out-hit Casper now 3-2. Pitch taken upstairs, 2-1 the count on Nolan Oliver. Boy, he'd love to find a way to take the first 3 games of this 4-game series heading into tomorrow with already the series in hand and a chance at a 4-game win streak. Line drive, right field. Burke on the run. Diving grab is going to be made. Chase Burke breaks the Sodbusters' heart as Nolan Oliver, I'm going to give him a little high five or a little look, tip of the hat, one way or the other. Good job for Chase Burke to steal perhaps extra bases from Oliver. Certainly stealing 2 runs from the Sodbusters, but Hastings does come up with 1 run on 3 hits. We head to the 3rd inning. We're all square at 1, and this is Sodbuster Baseball. Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at Spady.com. Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner, a friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner. Inning number 3 as Adam DeBoer comes out, 34 pitches thrown, and he is involved in a 1-1 tie. Here's Ryan Valenta.
Adam DeBoer looking good so far. It has allowed the 1 run, but Sodbusters able to tie this game up, and now you just start over. Basically a 0-0 ball game. You want to keep the offense going, and then, like you said in the last game, Steve, hope they save some more runs besides the 1 for this game today.
I was trying to figure out who to feature with the Sodbuster Spotlight for our next broadcast, and there's so many candidates already today. I mean, I was thinking Chavez 4 for 4, but how do you not try to feature Nick Jones, who gets a rare home run here at Duncan Field? It's a nice problem to have when you have several guys who are performing well. We'd already visited with Dalton Juden, so he was a good interview earlier. So Nolan Oliver has been playing well as of late. So before the year's over, we hope to interview all of these Sodbuster players.
Jones, a returner for the Sodbuster roster this year. First ball he has hit out here as a Sodbuster at Duncan Field, and second one to do so this year. Talked with owner Scott Galusha in the past. He said he's seen probably 5 home runs total in the Sodbusters' existence here at Duncan Field, and pretty crazy to see 2 of them here. Swing and a miss from Elijah Reeves on the 2-0 offering. Went big and came up empty. Breaking ball is in there for strike 2. Reeves gave up on that one. Let's see if DeBoer goes back to it right here. Fastball drilled to center field. Frank is right there, though. Couple steps to his left and puts it away, no problem. And first man is out for Adam DeBoer.
Gage Frank looking more and more comfortable in center field, and that's one of the reasons he's out there, as head coach Joel Skipper liked his reads on the balls, and he had no problems with that solidly struck drive off the bat of Elijah Reeves.
Reeves struck it well, but hit it right to Gage Frank in center field. Showing bunt and pulled it back just in time to Chase Burke, so that's ball 1. Burke went 0 for 3 in the opening game and struck out. Gets that call on the outside corner. Been a consistent strike zone for both umpires as they switch places, both giving a little bit extra on that outside edge. Same pitch, this time gets a call, and Burke comes up empty. Breaking ball is fouled towards the Spud dugout, and heads up down there. We don't need another Spud with the bruise anywhere. Called strike 3 right on the outside part. Same pitch that was called strike 1, but Burke not able to adjust, and he's struck out for the second time in as many at-bats. 2 up, 2 down for Adam DeBoer.
I don't know if Matthew Marsick realizes there's a towel hanging from the back of his helmet, or if this is a new fashion concept here. He's going to bat with it there.
Say not the hottest out of days. I mean, it's definitely probably warmer. We've got the AC on full blast here in the booth, but I wonder if that's a sweat towel or a cooling towel or what have you. Right back where it came from, and that'll get into center field for a base hit.
Well, everybody on Casper is going to be wearing one now after he gets the single.
And he disposes with it. I think, yeah, he must not have realized it was there.
I think he's going to get a lot of hazing from the dugout. Oh, nice look there.
Probably wondering, what is on my... Probably felt that whipping on the back of his neck. What is on my neck? Oh,
a huge mosquito.
Forgot to take that off. So here's Easton Smith, third hit of the day for the Spuds. As Smith struck out to end the first inning. Marsick a threat to steal. Not going. And on the inside part for strike 1. DeBoer with a long look in. Taking a look over at Marsick at first. Delivers it home, up high for ball 1. Scoreboard completely even for both sides now. 1 run in the second. 3 hits and no errors for either side. Pitch is low and away for ball 2. Ronnie's thought about back picking at first, but thought better of it. Curveball is up high. It doesn't quite drop down, and 3-1 now to Easton Smith. You got Nathan Martinez on deck, who smacked a ball over the head in left field. Pitch called strike on the outer half. Pitch has been called a strike all day long. So now the count's full. Marsick will be off with the pitch. And it's ball 4 down low as Smith ends up working the walk anyways. So 2 on now with 2 out, as 2 consecutive have reached after the 2 quick outs for Adam DeBoer.
Really important for DeBoer to bear down. Casper was not good with 2 outs. Really weren't good with any out condition in that first game, as Dalton Juden shut them out, trying to come through here and regain the lead after the Sodbusters tied it at 1 in the second. Here's a 2-out rally for Casper in the third.
So now 2 on, 2 out. DeBoer's first pitch is down low to Martinez. Martinez 2 hits on the day, had a 1 hit in the first game and the aforementioned wall ball triple back in the second. Pitch on the outer part, called a strike. And Martinez looks down in disbelief. Count now 1-1 as DeBoer continues on here in the third. That one, similar spot, but that one outside as count goes to 2-1. Here's a pitch, high and tight for ball 3. So Martinez now the 3-ball count. Don't want to put him on. You've got Easton Smith lurking on deck. Smith, one of the best averages on the team, so you want to get Martinez right here. 3-1. And there's a sword right there. Throw to first, ball gets away. Wouldn't have been in time anyways. So the count goes 3-2 now as Martinez probably swung at ball 4 right there. Payoff pitch, runners will be on the move. Here it comes, and fouled off, so we will try again. We're ready to go again. Marsick at second, Smith at first. Martinez trying to give the Spuds the lead here. And Martinez will call timeout. A little bit of a mental game there. DeBoer wants to wait around, and Martinez will make him wait around longer. Swing and a miss. DeBoer gets the job done, and the Spuds strand 2. They do not score as they leave 2 on just the 1 hit. Sodbusters coming to bat in the bottom of the third.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Bottom of the third inning, Sodbusters coming to bat here against Ty Volmer here in the third inning. We stand with a 1-1 game. Spuds scored 1 in the second on an RBI ground out after a leadoff triple. And Nick Jones responsible for tying this up as Jonesy crushed one out to right field as it gets over the fence in right center. At least 380 feet out there, as it's in between the 367 and 405 sign. That gives the Sodbusters 2 home runs at Duncan Field, as Gage Frank will be the first batter here in the home half of the third. Adam DeBoer did a great job to strand 2 Spud runners. Frank squaring to bunt and takes strike 1 from Ty Volmer. Fastball just around 80 for Volmer so far in the game. Second pitch is outside for ball 1. Frank popped out to shortstop, which is more in left center field. Breaking ball is high and tight for ball 2. Frank finished the first game with a hit, as he just recorded his second hit against Spud pitching this year. High and tight again, this time on the fastball for ball 3. Now Frank ahead in the count. Pitch here is ball 4 outside, so Frank able to work the walk. And for the second straight inning, Sodbusters have their leadoff man on.
Great job for Gage Frank, not to try to do too much. We'll see if Hastings can put together a little rally, a little crooked number against Volmer, and take command here and try to work on getting a doubleheader sweep.
Cabranes now batting. 26 hits on the year. That's good for first among all active Sodbusters. Squares to bunt and hits it back to the screen for a foul ball. Making the home run hitter go get that foul ball. Come on, guys. Give the man a break. At least pamper him a little bit.
He's the DH. Come on, he doesn't have to play the field. He could be catching.
Touche.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Cabranes looks like he needs some extra stick.
No, he needs his...
oh, he's got his little sheet.
Yep.
Cheat sheet.
Yep. Got to get the signs. I got one for it. Get a hit!
There you go. Get the runner over. Do something. Don't do anything silly. Cabranes, one of the Arkansas Tech Wonder Boys on the team, spending his first summer here as that hits him. And Cabranes is hit for the second time today. First time in this game. As that one a breaking ball, but hit him on the upper part of the body. Painful, but she'll take the base.
Mike Bowles going to come out and visit his right-hander, and I'm not sure what number on the cheat sheet for the Sodbusters be hit by a pitch is, but he did that to perfection right there. So a good job there for Marcos Cabranes to move the runner up. Also reaches, and first and second, nobody out with 3, 4, and 5 coming up as Mike Bowles out to try to give some words of encouragement to Ty Volmer right there. No action behind him at this point as they are trying to find a way to maximize their pitchers through today and into tomorrow.
Spuds using 3 relievers last night after their starter Carson Blakely only able to pitch an inning and a third as he was pulled in the second inning. And earlier game, just one relief pitcher for the Spuds, albeit a short 7-inning game. One more game tomorrow after the conclusion of this 7-inning affair at 6:35. That's high to Landon Gaz. The Gaz man, 1 for 3 in the opening game, scored a couple runs. He bats in a big spot here. First 2 Sodbusters have reached. Ground ball to the left side. Martinez flips to second for 1, on to first for the double play. And going over to third is Gage Frank. He remains there, but now with 2 outs. And here is the newest member of the Duncan Field Home Run Club, Nick Jones. Got to wonder what's going through your mind if you're Ty Volmer on the mound. How do I get this guy out here and not give up another shot right here.
Meanwhile,
if
you're Nick Jones, just don't worry about that last home run. Drive home the run. Just have a good professional at bat here, line drive somewhere, and see if you can give the Sodbusters the lead with another big 2-out hit today.
1-0 is down low for ball 2. Jones had an RBI and a single, as well as a walk in game 1. Jones starting to string together the hits at home. Pitch is ball 3. So at this point, why don't you just put him on here? We'll see what happens here. You want to try and get him out because you got Kyle Hiltbrand on deck, and Hiltbrand can square up a ball. We won't know if Jones had the green light or not. That was in the dirt. No chance to swing there. So Jones is aboard with his second walk in the 2-game set.
And a good at bat there. Again, not trying to do too much. And we'll see if Hiltbrand can find a way. Sodbusters, do you try to get fancy here? First and third 2 outs. See if you can steal one.
Breaking ball floats in there for a strike. 2 outs. Probably got to play it the old-fashioned way. Get a hit here. Hiltbrand had a double yesterday. High chopper over the mounds. Martinez will grab it, gun to first, and just in time to get Hiltbrand for out number 3. Sodbusters get a couple runners. They leave them stranded. We remain tied after 3 innings. 4th inning coming up on Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings Sodbusters baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate woodbat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner. A friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner.
3 complete, 1-1, all squared up at Duncan Field. As Sodbusters try to get their 3rd consecutive home win and take the series here in game number 2 of our Saturday doubleheader. This is Ryan Valenta, Steve Stein, bringing you all the action here at Duncan Field. It's a good one so far. We saw the second Duncan Field home run of the year, fortunately both by Sodbusters. And the bats have been hot here at home, and saw a great pitching performance in game 1 from Dalton Juden. Adam DeBoer in fine fashion to follow that up. If he can keep throwing like he's been throwing. Spuds will bring up 6, 7, 8, possibly 9 here in the 4th inning. And taking ball 1 is Ryan Schmidt, left-handed designated hitter. Got the first game off. Did not play in the Friday game. Grounds that to Gaz at first base. He'll feed DeBoer covering. And an easy 2-pitch out for DeBoer. That goes 3-1 on the putout for out number 1.
Solid defense both ways. Gaz with a good job and a nice soft toss, and DeBoer hustled over there, so he was able to make that play relatively easy to get Schmidt out.
Caleb Simmons bats. Simmons also in the left-handed batter's box. Takes strike 1 right there. Jason, would this be the beer batter by chance? I'm going to say probably. That's in play. Going out is Printer, but he won't get there as that falls in front of Jensen in left field for a base hit. Well, Simmons reaches for the second straight time, but his first hit of the contest, and that's 1 on with 1 out.
Really good pitch for DeBoer. Jammed Simmons badly, but Simmons able to fight it off, and no chance for Printer, no chance for Jensen. Jensen still battling the sun. I think he's got sunglasses on, but it is just a wicked time of day to be a left fielder here at Duncan Field.
And that's the problem. We play our game same time every time, so, oh, goodness. Watch out, Spud dugout as the top railing clears just in front of the steps. And that was right towards Elijah Reeves there as he points, says, that way!
But you know who really retreated? Chandler Stocking. He was the guy that I thought it got his arms. He retreated back there. Now he's back up there next to Reeves.
So the 0-1 pitch to Mac Wilkins, and that hits him. So for Wilkins, he's hit for the second time today as he reaches first base, and that's 2 in a row reaching versus Adam DeBoer.
DeBoer, important that he tries to put another 0 on the board as this very well-pitched game to this point, and already the 4th inning, a 7-inning contest, so a few less opportunities to come back if you fall behind and give up a crooked number.
And Wilkins, looks like that got him on a weak spot there as he is in a little bit of pain down the first base line. Umpire's giving him a chance to walk it off. Holding that elbow, probably got an elbow, a bone, or perhaps the funny bone there. It's smarts if it hits there. Not a good spot to get hit, and Mike Bowles is going to come out and check on his catcher.
Well, Wilkins, he was hit by a pitch, his first at bat, the first game of the year against the Sodbusters, and didn't play for a while, and so you wondered if that same thing happened to him again, and he went the whole way catching in the first game. Really good defensive catcher. I mean, he makes some tremendous stops, and I'm not sure what the backup plan is, as this is a very short-handed squad. You look at guys, Yariel Diaz, he had left the team. Their number 1 guy in terms of hitting, Brock Molenda, catcher, he is going to be out for the season with an injury. And right now Wilkins is going to stay in the game. So runners at first and second and 1 out as this Casper squad a bit beat up, and they just kind of continue to take their knocks.
In 7 games against the Sodbusters, Wilkins has now been hit 6 times.
Oh, jeez.
So don't know what they have against him. There's the bunt from Stallwick. Going to third and getting the out is the pitcher, DeBoer. Great play. Another bunt hit too hard right back at DeBoer. And the Spuds unable to successfully sacrifice the runners over. So runners will trade places and remain at first and second with 2 outs for Elijah Reeves.
Very good composure there. Knew he had time, and DeBoer able to get the force out, but the threat not over with Reeves coming up.
First pitch is a strike on the outside corner. So Simmons is forced at third. Wilkins moves up to second. And Stallwick to first. DeBoer brings it home. Little half swing and fouled off to the right side towards the parking lot.
2 tremendous pitches from Adam DeBoer against Reeves. Can he come up with the third here and get out of this threat here in inning number 4?
Now with an 0-2 count, you got a little bit of leeway to work with. As long as you trust Cabranes behind the plate, you can get creative, try and make Reeves hit a bad spot, but that's low and away, and Reeves lays off. Count goes to 1-2. The 1-out single from Simmons. Casper now holds a 4-3 hit advantage over the Sodbusters. 1-2. Crack to right center field, and that'll get down for a base hit and probably extras. 1 run scores. Reeves on his way to second, and they hold Stallwick at third. RBI double for Elijah Reeves, his second double in 3 trips, and the Spuds have the lead once again.
Really good job for Reeves to not try to do too much, just took it the other way. No chance for Frank or the right fielder Hiltbrand to get there. Frank doing a nice job to make sure a second run didn't come home, but Reeves comes through with a big 2-out hit, and Casper's back on top.
Still in business. Now a second and third for Chase Burke. Pitch on the outside part, and Chase has looked at that pitch pretty much every time, and it's been called a strike every time. And that one is low and away. That went to the breaking ball there for DeBoer. Good stop by Cabranes to keep the runner at third. 1-1. Popped up. Center field. Ball carrying out to Gage Frank, who makes the catch in center field for out number 3. Spuds take the lead, but just by 1 as they leave 2 more stranded at second and third. Spuds have 2 hits after taking the lead. Sodbusters will try to tie it back up and more in the bottom of the 4th.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Bottom of the 3rd inning at bottom of the 4th. Make that at Duncan Field. Sodbusters go to bat against Ty Volmer once again. As the Sodbusters will bring up Cale Jensen, Josh Printer, and Anthony Chavez to the plate here in the 4th inning. It's been a bottom half of the lineup that flourished in the first game. Every Sodbuster 6 through 9 with a hit, 3 of them with multiple hits. And how about the man in the hole, Anthony Chavez, getting the start at third base, going 3 for 3. Big couple of RBIs and singled in the 2nd inning. He has been money so far in this doubleheader against Casper. Cale Jensen leads off. Jensen with 1 of 3 of the Sodbuster hits this evening. He takes ball 1, low and away. Next pitch from Volmer is right down the gut for strike 1. Volmer making his 2nd start against the Sodbusters. Last time out, gave up 3 runs, just 1 of them earned. 2-1 to Jensen, fouled back to the left side. Count evens at 2-2. Next pitch is up high. Count goes full to Cale Jensen. Jensen singled, then was left stranded in the 2nd. Now has 3 hits in both games so far. Chopper to the right side. Simmons comes in, race to the bag, and he wins that for out number 1. Jensen is retired and brings up Josh Printer.
Pretty good battle there for Jensen, but unable to come through and get the leadoff man aboard for the 3rd straight inning for the Hastings Sodbusters.
Other action in the Independence League. Good game in Fremont. The Moo and the Big Sticks tied at 3-3 as Printer is hit by the pitch, and that's the way to get hit on the pitch. Just graze the back of the jersey there as Printer's on.
Must win for the Big Sticks if they are going to have a chance at the first half title. If they win, it's 1 game, winner take all, that's all you can ask for to set up the schedule. I'm sure they didn't really mean to be that way, but could come down to winner take all to win the first half tomorrow.
That game in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch swinging is Chavez to right field. Going over is Burke and sliding but not making the catch. Just in front of him, so Chavez will get another swing.
Man, he just covers a lot of ground no matter where he plays. I mean, this outfield for Casper, they all can flat fly.
Other game in action, Spearfish playing in Pierre against the Oahe Zap. They're up 4-2 in the 6th inning. We're here in the 4th. Ground ball slowly hit to Martinez. Flips to second, to one, on to first. And not in time as Chavez just beats the wrap. Bang, bang play. Chavez is safe.
Casper, looks like a couple other guys were headed to the dugout, but they'll have to come right back out. And Chavez' perfect day comes to an end. He's now 1 for 2 in this game, but innings still alive. We'll see if Nolan Oliver can turn the lineup over as the Sodbusters try to rally with 2 outs. Difference in this game is a 2-out hit, that from Elijah Reeves in the top of this inning, as it's 2-1 now. Spuds on top.
Nolan Oliver last time up was robbed of what likely been a 2-run single. He'll go to right field again, and Burke makes the catch for out number 3. Sodbusters leave 1. They still trail 2-1, top of the 5th, coming up here at Duncan Field.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Top of the 5th at Duncan Field. Casper tacking across another run in the 4th inning on an RBI double from Elijah Reeves. As Sodbusters will try to hang another 0, they will send back out Adam DeBoer. Bullpen still quiet, yet to see any bullpen arms for the Sodbusters today. Game 1. Dalton Juden was masterful. 4 hits, 1 walk, and 7 strikeouts, and no runs as he pitched a shortened complete game shutout. DeBoer's first pitch to Matthew Marsick is up high for ball 1. Marsick with a hit in the previous contest, has a hit in this game as well. Check swing and did not go for ball 2 in the dirt. Marsick swinging 2-0 and lifting a high fly ball to Gage Frank in center field, now in a few steps, and makes the grab for out number 1. Easy going for Gage. And for the 3rd inning, the leadoff man is retired.
Good job for Adam DeBoer to keep throwing strikes, and he's done a good job keeping this team in it. Can the Sodbusters put another 0 on the board and rally late here in this 7-inning affair?
Spuds, leadoff man, had an extra base hit in the first 2 innings. Now DeBoer has retired the leadoff man in 3 straight. First pitch is called strike 1 to Easton Smith. Smith with a strikeout and a walk on his day so far. One of 3 Spuds seen action for the first time in the lineup today. Hard ground ball to Printer. Gobbles it up, and off-balance throw. And looks like he slipped as he fell. That'll be an infield single as the ball arrives late, and Smith is aboard with 1 out.
When it came off the bat, I didn't even think Josh was going to be able to get there. Good job. And you heard him talk about his arm issues, that he has to kind of throw with his feet, if you will, and there was no way he was going to get balanced, and you just hope he doesn't retweak that injured arm on a throw like that, as he was able to get it over there, but really nothing on it and no chance to get Easton Smith.
Nathan Martinez, the next batter. They lead off triple in the 2nd inning, and he was going for broke there, but just off that pitch for strike 1. DeBoer approaching 80 pitches. Number 80 will be his next one right here. A 1. Smoke to center field. Frank coming in, and that falls in front of him for a base hit. And that's another hit for Martinez. He's 2 for 3 on the day with a single and a triple. And 2 on now with 1 out.
Something cooking with that infield single and the little bloop single. Neither have been struck solidly, but here's another threat for the Spuds as they approach their bottom of the order with 6, 7, and 8 coming up.
Ryan Schmidt now the batter, just 4 for 18 in his limited playing time for Casper. Takes ball 1 down and in. Schmidt drove in Martinez in the second on a ground ball and grounded out to first his last time up. Take a ground ball right at somebody again. Fouled back over our heads for strike 1. Schmidt playing summer ball long way from home in Spokane, Washington. He's a Yakima Valley Community College guy. 1-1, wave and a miss as Schmidt is in front of that breaking ball. Good pitch from DeBoer to take something off there. Spuds now with 7 hits, almost double their game 1 total. Pitches down low. Cabranes keeps it in front. Count goes to 2-2. Wind's still blowing a little bit out, not as gusty as we saw earlier in the day. 2-2. Check swing didn't go. Ball briefly gets away from Cabranes, but no advance.
Good hustle for Marcos there. That would have been big to eliminate the force play there. So keeping him at first and second could be big in the course of this inning.
Schmidt thought maybe he might have gone, but they appeal and no swing. So now the count is full. Runner dancing off second. Not going. Called strike 3 on the inside part, and Schmidt tosses away the bat as he will head back to the dugout. And for DeBoer, his 6th strikeout of the evening.
Large K trying to finish this inning off. You know, one play that's going to be lost in this game was the force play at third last inning. It basically saved a run. They would have had a 2-run hit instead of a 1-run scoring hit.
Here's Caleb Simmons. Simmons yet to follow through on his assignment as the beer batter here in game number 2. Simmons calls time. Sims not seeing action in game 1. He bats here. Trying to add on more for the Spuds. Way inside for ball 1. Simmons walked in the second and singled and was forced out on the bases in the 4th. And Simmons was the man erased on that aforementioned bunt there by Steve. 1-0, same spot, same result, ball 2. So DeBoer laboring here. Gotta wonder how much he has left in the tank. As here comes pitch number 90. Pitch is a strike on the inside half for strike 1. DeBoer threw 100 pitches in his last outing. His second most was 78, so right in the middle of that threshold there. Pickoff throw, and what a stop by Printer. That was wide, but Printer lunged out to keep that ball in front of him and to keep Smith at second base. Sodbuster bullpen now getting busy, as there is ball 4 to Caleb Simmons, who walks for the second time. Tex Cook in the bullpen, and that'll prompt a visit from Vinny Carone. So DeBoer has worked the bases loaded. You thought maybe that bounce back to get Schmidt out would reset the tone, but DeBoer walks Simmons Now you have to deal with Mac Wilkins with the bases loaded after this mound visit.
And don't hit him.
Don't hit the guy who has been just absolutely
Got a big
tortured.
target on him. Yeah, so
Tortured by Sodbuster
poor
pitcher.
guy. I mean, you're a catcher. You're going to get hit enough. Don't. It's just been weird the way that's worked out. So I did not realize he'd been hit that. I didn't think he'd played enough to be hit 6 times. Because like I say, after he got hit the first time, he didn't play the rest of that double header, and didn't play a couple of the games of that 3-game series. But got their money's worth, I guess.
Limited time and still just getting destroyed at the plate. So here is Wilkins. Takes ball 1 high. DeBoer just needs 1 more out to get out of this 5th inning. Ball 2 outside in the left-handed batter's box. DeBoer working from the wind. There's a strike over the plate for strike 1, and big pitch right there. A whole lot different in the count than from 3-0 to 2-1. The 2-1 and breaking ball. It hit him, but did he offer? No, it's a foul ball.
It would have hit him had not he turned and got the bat in the way. It would have hit him almost square in the chest. He kind of started to go around. Foul ball.
Looked like it might have hit him. Runner bluffs home and is up high for ball 3. Smith dashed about a quarter of the way home and threw on the brakes. Now the count is 3-2. Big pitch, biggest pitch of the ball game. Runners go up high for ball 4, and DeBoer walks in a run to the 3rd run for the Spuds, as they have back-to-back runs in back-to-back innings.
And this a very big insurance run the way Ty Volmer's going. He's been able to scatter 3 hits so far during his first 4 innings, and even maybe a bigger at bat coming here for Stolwick, as it's actually going to be in a big spot in the game. They're going to bring their best guy off the bench. Chandler Stocking will come in and bat, and it looks like a pitching change is going to happen for the Hastings Sodbusters.
So DeBoer will not face Stocking as Skipper calls to the bullpen, as DeBoer's night is done, not able to get out of the 5th inning after his 4th walk and 2nd walk of the inning. Big round of applause for the Sodbuster right-hander. Sodbusters very much still in it. We'll have a new pitcher right after this.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings Sodbusters Baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate wood-bat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters Baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Here is Mr. Tungsten Arm himself. Tex Cook takes the mound for the Sodbusters, and say that Tex pitched 2 innings last night, but here he is in a big spot here again for the Sodbusters. Worth noting also that 2 innings, Tex only needed 17 pitches to get those 6 outs, so he got the job done yesterday and not a whole lot of pitches as he's on here in the 5th inning.
And that's one of the reasons he's able to come back. If you throw over 30 pitches, it's a mandatory day off. And plus he was arguably, other than Mr. Closeman, Mr. Win guy yesterday, Jacob Shaw, he was arguably the best pitcher that Hastings put out on the mound, as he was able to do very well in that shootout 11-10 win.
In that 2 innings, just 1 hit and 1 strikeout and no walks. It's kind of been feast or famine in the walk category for Tex this year. got 4 games with 3 walks or more. But he's got 3 games, including last game, with no walks here. Like I said, if he's on, he's on. If he's not, he's not. So he comes in with the bases loaded. And now Stallwick comes back in. So Stocking was not announced, I guess. So he does not come in to pinch hit. So Stallwick will come back in and bat. Bases loaded for him. Swing and miss at the first pitch from Tex. That fastball registering at 86. Velo's never been a problem for Mr. Cook on the season. Pitch inside. Cabranes will bobble there. That's ball 1. 2 hits in the inning already for the Spuds. Inside fastball for strike 2. Stallwick can't pull the trigger there. Cook delivers the 1-2. Up high for ball 2. Not by much. From the wind again. Check swing. Did he go? Did not go. They appeal. And the field ump brings him up as he goes around for strike 3. Big pitch from Cook, able to get the swing on the slider as the Sodbusters strand the bases loaded here in the 5th inning. Casper gets 1 more. They're coming to bat in the 5th.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil. Tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris. Plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Here come the Sodbusters in the 5th inning. They will face Ty Volmer again, back out for his 5th inning of work. Volmer solid so far, just 1 run on 3 hits. For the Spuds so far, limited the Sodbuster offense. Top of the order due up for the Busters. Gage Frank comes to the plate for the 3rd time in this contest. Bunting, and that's a good one down the 3rd base line. They'll let it roll. Foul!
Oh, that was real close, as Austin Stallwick should have let it go foul, but I think he may have fielded it before it reached the line. Foul ball. Sodbuster fans are not happy, and Stallwick should have just waited another second anyway. He wanted to field it and throw, and Gage Frank would have totally been safe.
So the ball in foul territory. Stallwick was in fair territory. Again, it doesn't matter where you are. It just matters where the ball is. So it's just down the left field line. Breaking ball in there for strike 2. Well, Frank quickly down, 0-2 now. Sodbuster fans still grumbling at the call on that foul ball. Swing and a miss, and Frank is struck out for the first time this game.
And that's the first strikeout of the game for Volmer, as they've done a good job putting a ball in play, just have not been able to string anything together. See if they can find a way to rally late down to their final 5 outs here in this 7-inning game.
Just the 7th strikeout on the year for Ty Volmer in his 6th The similar what we saw to Dalton Juden throw. It started up and in, and it just breaks down into the middle of the zone, and no one's been able to pull the trigger on that. Same pitch, this time down low for ball 1.
Math is hard. Down to the final 8 outs of the game here at Duncan Field as we're still in the 5th inning.
Cabranes digs back in to the left side. Picked on a couple hops by Stolwick, and wild throw off the base. And that will be an error on Stolwick as the throw pulled Simmons off the base. Good throw gets him, but Cabranes is on with 1 out.
Job for Marcos to hustle down there, and Stolwick with a nice stop. But boy, his kind of a sidearm delivery across the field there, and we'll see if the Sodbusters can take advantage of the first error of the game.
Landon Gass, first pitch swinging in foul territory, and that will find the 3rd row of stands, but avoids the fans. Close call,
I was
but
gonna say, talk about nonchalant. I don't know if they ever saw it. Just bounced right next to him. No problem. We're okay.
usually you hear people screaming, heads. I didn't hear a whole lot of that. Cabranes at first. Gaz awaits the 0-1. Breaking ball in there for a strike. 0-2. Gaz 1 for 3 in the opening game. 0 for 2 now in this game. Same spot. That pitch just gets a few rows deeper in the identical section here on the right side of the field at Duncan here.
Ty Volmer, an indication you don't have to throw incredibly hard to be effective. About 82 miles an hour with that last fastball, 71 with his last breaking ball, and he's only allowed 3 hits and 1 run into the 5th inning.
0-2 to Gaz. Breaking ball, good stop from Wilkins. Count goes to 1-2. 2.5 innings to go here at Duncan Field. And game number 3 of this 4-game set here against the Casper Spuds. Foul ball over to the right side, and the grab over there. Gaz steps back in. 1-2, popped up again to the right side. This time it'll stay in play. Whose ball will it be? It will be Smith at second base as he makes the catch in short right field for out number 2.
Another good pitch for Volmer. Really good pitch selection there as Gaz could never really barrel one up, but now 2 outs. We'll see if Nick Jones can come through and keep this inning going.
So Jones with a shot in the second to tie the game up for the Sodbusters. And Volmer walked him on 4 straight his next at-bat. We'll see what he's going to give to Jones this at-bat. Ball 2, as both of those pitches miss not really close to the zone. Jones waiting, big swing, and no contact. Jones with a couple of runs batted in on the day. 2 hits. Fouled back to the screen for strike 2. Jones, one of the guys who likes hitting at home. Came into the series batting .333. There's ball 3, high and away. So now with the full count, Cabranes will be off with the pitch. And Martinez, who was shifted at short, falls back into a more normal position. And as that will get towards the Sodbuster bullpen for a foul ball. This series has been a night and day difference for the Sodbusters offense and defense compared to the other 13 games. To the left side and through for a base hit as Jones with his second hit. And Jones, he has got Ty Volmer's number. He's now 2 for 2 against the right-hander.
And now, Sodbusters try for big two-out magic. That was the story in Game 1 when they scored 6 runs with 2 outs. Try to find a way to rally here, keep it going with Kyle Hiltbrand.
Hiltbrand 2 for 3 in the opening game. Big cut. And a miss. Hiltbrand came into the game hitting .333, picked up a couple hits. Great block by Wilkins. Hiltbrand now 6 for 15 in his first week as the Sodbuster. Vollmer delivers. Breaking ball in there for strike 2 on the inner half of the plate. Pitch number 70 for Vollmer.
66 miles an hour for that screamer.
One and 2 with 2 outs. Ball's outside for ball 2. On the outer part there, it's a dangerous game if you're taking a pitch today here at Duncan Field, but that pitch just missed. Count goes to 2-2. To right center field, going over is Reeves. He dives, and he made the catch.
Oh, are you kidding me?
How do you do, Elijah Reeves, robbing the Sodbusters of 2 runs that would have tied the game in the gap. And Reeves is pumped up, and rightfully so. Even gets a cheer from some of the fans here at Duncan Field. What a play by the center field phenom for the Spuds as he robs the Sodbusters of a lead here in the 5th inning. Spuds hold a 3-1 advantage. We go to the top of the 6th. We'll be right back.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil. Tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris. Plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Our favorite race here at Duncan Field, the Dizzy Bat race with the adults, and not even running. We already have a man down, and he's not getting up. Oh, he's down again! Oh, blink. Who won there? That was
I was just watching the guy in third.
Photo
Yeah,
finish.
that would have been me. That would have been me down there. It's all fun until somebody gets hurt, and then that'll be the end of the Dizzy Bat race. So we're going to try to show you as many of those as we can because, by golly, oh, man. Because you see that on the heels of an unbelievable athletic play from Elijah Reeves. You know, it's like before and after. And, boy, Reeves, oh, my gosh, it's just unbelievable play. And Kyle Hiltbrand was on the verge of tying this game. If Reeves doesn't make it, that rolls all the way to the 405 sign. 2-run scores, and you may see Hiltbrand end up at third base, perhaps all the way home on a play like that, because she got Burke hustling behind him trying to back up the play. But man, oh man, if Sodbusters don't rally, we'll look back at that play and put a big circle around that line drive off the bat of Hiltbrand.
I've already got 3 stars. I usually put a star for a good play, maybe 2, but that one, that's a 3-star, if not more, play there. That's, like you said, play of the game, and of course he's the first man to bat in the inning.
Happens 1 out of every 9 times. A guy makes a good play, and about 1 out of every 9 times he comes up to bat first the next inning. Here's Elijah with 2 doubles on the day. By the way, he's also got the the go-ahead RBI double to his credit. Elijah probably the MVP of this particular game as he fouls the first pitch away in the 6th inning. No balls, 1 strike on Reeves, who went 1 for 2 in the opener. Sodbusters won that by a score of 8-0 as Dalton Juden, the story of the contest, as he goes the distance, tossing a 4-hitter. Tex Cook on in relief of Adam DeBoer, who did a good job of keeping his team in it, but the offense just hasn't gotten it cranking here in Game 2. Count, no balls and 2 strikes. Tex Cook going right after Reeves, and the pitch. Fouled back. It remains no balls and 2 strikes on Elijah Reeves. Reeves, a hometown boy from Casper and goes to Pima Community College. Hitting only .243 on the season. Another guy that feels like he ought to be batting better than that. Bouncing ball, hard hit ball to the left side. Printer knocks it down, but no play. Smart no throw for Josh Printer. Did a great job of even getting there, and Reeves has himself an infield single to lead off the sixth. 7-inning game, so it's getting late. Every base runner looking big. That will bring to the plate Chase Burke. Burke, an up and down weekend as he is 0 for 3 in this game, 0 for 3 in the opening game after a 4-hit contest yesterday in that wild 11-10 Sodbuster win. Tex Cook out of the stretch. Pitch high and tight. Burke backing out of the way of that one. 1 ball and no strikes. And Burke has a couple of 3-star plays out in right field. He's had a couple of nice plays out there.
Showing off the moves there, too. Bending back Matrix style. My legs hurt from watching that.
1 ball and 1 strike as he swings and misses. Had a great catch out in left field in the opener and is playing right field in this game. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kind of like the Sodbusters try to recruit a lot of center fielders to play. It feels like all of these outfielders for the Casper Spuds are center fielders by trade. 2-1 the count on Burke, playing right field in this game. 1 on, nobody out. 3-1 the score. Casper on top of Hastings. Is that pitch pretty good but missing? 3-1 the count now on Burke. And Cook in danger of putting 2 on here, or having 2 on with nobody out. Pitch high. Oh boy. There's 2 great speed guys on the bases, an infield single and a walk, and Marsick, Smith, and Martinez trying to come through and put a big crooked number on the board for this Casper squad. It'll be Marsick first. He's the left fielder. A ground out his first time up. He had a single back in the 3rd and a fly out. How's he playing it? Pretty good stick in his hand as he tried to bunt. Try to lay down a sacrifice, but he'd be bunting for a hit with his speed, so wheels turning right here. Marsick does bunt, but foul. As the third base coach this particular game is Andrew Mounts. No balls and a strike now on Matthew Marsick.
Fan favorite Bobby Simmons doing the first base coaching for the Spuds on his day off.
3-1, Casper on top, but looking to take a stranglehold on this one at the top of the 6th. Marsick inside. It gets by the catcher and all the way up the first base line. I thought Marsick may have gotten a piece of it, but he was able to duck out of the way. And no argument from the Hastings Sodbuster dugout or from the catcher Marcos Cabranes. It just bounced away, and that'll turn into a wild pitch, and now they don't have to use that bunt. They still may be bunting here to try to get the runner home from third, perhaps a safety squeeze with tremendous speed as the Sodbusters bring the infield in, down by 2. Here's the pitch, taken high. Goes to 2-1 on Marsick. Marsick 1 for 3 in that first game, 1 of the 4 safeties for Casper. Hastings had 13 hits in the opener. As this pitch is missing, 3 balls and a strike, and boy, oh boy, the Sodbusters really on the hook here with Cook trying to find a way to work out of a big jam. 2nd and 3rd, nobody out, 3-1 count, and this one is on the inside corner for strike 2 as Marcy can toss the bat away. A little kick, and he will grab the bat and hustle back into the left-handed batter's box.
That's a sign of a man who wants to hit there, hustling back in there.
3-2 pitch. Called strike 3, same spot. Marsick watches it go by, shakes his head back and forth as he'll head to the dugout. And home plate umpire not happy with that particular move for Marsick, and that is a large first out in this 6th inning.
Got the warning sign there from the home plate umpire saying, knock it off. According to our flight scope, perfect pitch.
Good one from Tex Cook. A large first out here. Easton Smith certainly could be batting as well. Like I say, they try to find a way, if not suicide, safety squeeze just to try to add 1. This is pretty big in this game, a 3-1 contest, the way the offense is going here in game 2. Pitch low, and Cabranes also has to be a wall back there. Able to stop that one in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes on Easton Smith. Wheels are returning. Sodbusters have their corner infielders in on the green turf area. Pitch bounces away, but no chance for advancement as Cabranes chases it down. The middle infielders had started back on the brown or dirt area They are just about 2 steps back. Printer in particular got Oliver pretty much right at the edge of the grass part of the turf. 2-0 pitch, across for a strike, 2-1 on Easton Smith.
Well, if you say, why are the Sodbusters playing so far in? That doesn't give you time to react to a ball. Well, the reason is standing at third base. Elijah Reeves can duck home in just a blink of an eye if you take too long to throw him out.
And trying to cut down that potential 4th run at home. Yeah, you make the batter at the plate a lot more efficient in terms of a lot of holes to hit it through the infield. But the Sodbusters rolling the dice here to try to cut off that run at home and keep it a 2-run game. 3-1 pitch on the way. Across for a strike, 3-2. A strikeout would look okay here for Tex Cook, leading strikeout guy for this Hastings Sodbuster team, and trying to find a way to get back-to-back strikeouts and have a chance to get out of this with no damage done. Right now, 2nd and 3rd, 1 out, 3-2 pitch. Fouled away. A nice spoiled job there for Easton Smith at 1 down low in the zone. It remains 3-2. Easton Smith, out of Glen Heights, Texas, plays his college ball at Fort Scott Community College, a Greyhound down in Kansas. 3-2 with 1 out. The pitch. Low for ball 4, and they're loaded up. Now, this does give Hastings an opportunity to bring the infield back to double play depth, and a hard ground ball. Maybe they could get out of this with still no damage done, but now a huge chance for the Spuds. They try to blow it open. And we'll see Joel Skipper come out and talk with Tex Cook. You talked about the fact that he pitched 2 innings yesterday. How much is left in the tank for Tex? You don't want to overuse him. Huge spot here in this contest as you try to get another couple of outs for Tex and keep it a 2-run game. 3-1 the score. Sodbusters going to have to try to rally late if they're keeping their little win streak alive.
Yeah, a little different story for Cook today. Needed just 17 pitches to get 6 outs yesterday. Just gotten 2 outs today, and he has thrown now 27 pitches. So strategy for Joel Skipper, you want to try and get him at least through this inning and turn it over to your other relievers, but hard pitching on back-to-back days, especially in much different situations.
The big question is, who would you go to next? Because Tech, your best strikeout guy probably, and you need a strikeout right here, as Martinez, decent speed, is going to be tough to double up, and plus he's 2 for 3. Now he has struck out, did strike out back in the 3rd inning against DeBoer. So Cook trying to find a way to wiggle out of trouble. And it hit him. Oh, man, high and tight, and Martinez couldn't get out of the way of that one. So after the visit to the mound, that did not work out. Hit batsman with the bases loaded. It's 4-1, and there's still only 1 man out as Reeves comes home. Still great speed at third base with Burke. Smith to second, and Martinez aboard for the 3rd time in the game. And there is right-handed action for the Hastings Sodbusters, and that appears to be Tanner Johnson down the third base line. And here comes Ryan Schmidt. Schmidt 0 for 3 with an RBI, and he takes inside for ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. Sodbusters winning the opener 8-0, but Casper a chance to really blow this baby open in the top of the 6th inning. Pitch way high. 2-0 the count. Could be the last man for Tex Cook if he cannot get Ryan Schmidt with Caleb Simmons waiting on deck. Base is full of Spuds. 2-0 pitch.
Oh.
Just misses. Home plate umpire step back.
Bluff.
It's a no.
He bluffed.
Even Tex kind of shakes his head back and forth. Come on. Please.
That's not going to make you any friends in the crowd. And, yeah, Tex is going to have to take a sec because thought he had strike 1, and now with 3-0 versus 2-1, and you got to put one across here now. You have no choice.
So Tex winds and delivers. Outside ball 4. So wheels coming off a bit here in the 6th inning. Burke scores. Smith to 3rd. Martinez to 2nd. Ryan Schmidt with an RBI. And Tex Cook with hands on hips. Right now, Joel Skipper at the top of the dugout. Will he make the move right here? You've got Caleb Simmons coming to the plate. And Joel not going to make the move at this point. Tex brings the first pitch across. No balls, 1 strike on Caleb Simmons, who's the beer batter, but they picked the wrong guy. He's been on base all 3 times. Couple of walks and a single for Caleb Simmons. Here's the pitch. Lofts this one out of play. He's down to the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Still trying to find a way to get out of difficulty. There's still only 1 man out, so strikeout would look big with the bases loaded. No balls, 2 strikes. Tex winds and delivers. And this one put in play. Solid shot to center field. Gage Frank back a few steps, makes the catch. They'll be able to get the run home easily from third base. So getting the job done is Simmons. A sacrifice fly for him to center field. Frank makes the catch, but Smith scores. Martinez and Schmidt stay put, and Mac Wilkins will come to the plate. 3 have scored, 3 large insurance runs as Casper now leads it 6-1. Wilkins 0 for 2 in the first game. He's grounded into a fielder's choice here in the second game, and then been hit by a pitch and walked home a run in this contest. And takes the pitch inside for ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. He was the last batter that Adam DeBoer faced as he walked with the bases loaded to add some insurance. It was 3-1 at the time, now 6-1, and it feels like a pretty big deficit of 5 at this point in the contest as the pitch across for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. They have not been able to gain the measure of Ty Volmer. Volmer, not a big velocity guy for this Casper team, but has done a great job of location and has allowed only 4 hits and 1 run through the first 5 innings of this one. As Wilkins didn't mean to go, couldn't check his swing. He's down to the count 1-2, and Cook trying to survive this inning, so whoever pitches next would have a opportunity to come in at the beginning of the frame. 1-2 pitch. Called strike 3, but Casper is able to come up with 3 large insurance runs in the inning. We'll head to the bottom half of inning number 6. It is 6-1 Casper, and this is Sodbuster Baseball.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com. We head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. The Hastings Sodbusters, they are now on the short end of a 6-1 game as adjustment in the Casper defense. We have seen Chandler Stocking enter the game. We thought he was going to come in as a pinch hitter, but I think his lack of success against Tex Cook yesterday maybe prompted them to change their plans, but he does come in as a defensive replacement. He'll be the shortstop for Casper. Hastings trying to rally late as they'll need 5 runs here in their final 2 at-bats to keep this game going, and they'll be sending their 6, 7, and 8 hitters up there, Jensen, Printer, and Chavez, to begin the inning.
You also got Martinez moving over to third base, and he'll replace Austin Stallwick, who Stallwick now for sure this time is out of the game.
So that's the changes with Martinez at third base, Stocking at shortstop for the Casper Spuds. And here comes Cale Jensen. Stepping the left-handed box, Volmer has been able to scatter 4 hits and allowing just 1 run. That 1 run very loud as saw the DH, Nick Jones, send one out of here. Definitely the offensive highlight for the Sodbusters here in game number 2. 0-1 pitch is missing, and you just felt like that was just the beginning of the things for this Hastings offense, but they have just not been able to produce after they had 8 runs and 13 hits in the opener. 1 ball and 1 strike the count on Cale Jensen. Sodbusters now needing base runners any way you can. Volmer brings it home. That's outside for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike on Cale Jensen. Jensen had a single his first time up. He's also grounded out after a 2-hit game in the opener. He knocked in 1 and scored 1. Pitch across for strike 2 and 2 the count. It's one of the keys for Volmer in the game. He's been able to minimize the free passes for the most part. And Sodbusters, when they've got them, unable to take advantage. Jensen skies this one in the air to center field. Don't want to do that because the guy out there is going to make routine plays all over, and Elijah Reeves making some spectacular plays as well. This one routine for Elijah. There's one out here in the 6th.
Say back-to-back chances for Reeves, but that one a lot easier for Jensen.
As the last time he robbed Kyle Hiltbrand of extra bases and what would have been the tying runs when it was a 3-1 game. Bouncing ball, foul, and out off the bat of Josh Printer. Printer with a ground out. He was also hit by a pitch. Sodbusters down 6-1. Just 5 outs with which to work. Here's the pitch from Vollmer. And this one skied into the air to left field, and that's a base hit, perhaps extra bases. Around first, heading to second is Printer. He will scoot in with his second double of the doubleheader as he went 2 for 4. A double, 2 runs batted in, and a run scored in the opener. Gets his first hit of this game, and there's a runner in scoring position with only one man out. Sodbusters down 6-1 in the 6th.
Like we said in the first game, Printer's first 13 hits were all singles. No extra bases to his credit. Now he's got 2 in as many games.
Trying to regain his hitting mojo that he had during his career at Allen County Community College when he set a school record for doubles in a season. Trying to gain some looks and find his 4-year university. Pitch is taken high for Chavez. Anthony, a hit in 2 at-bats in this game. After a 3-for-3 performance in the opener, Sodbusters won that one 8-0. Different story here in Game 2 as Casper trying to get the split. They lead 6-1 late. 1-0 delivery. Chavez takes it outside. Another nice stop for Mac Wilkins. Has been a wall for the most part behind home plate. He's catching his second game of the day, just like his counterpart, Marcos Cabranes, for the Hastings Sodbusters. 6-1, Casper on top. Here's the pitch, taken high. Again, Sodbusters need some base runners. 3-0 on Chavez, who almost certainly will have the take sign with Sodbusters in a 5-run hole late in this one. Vollmer out of the stretch, and the pitch. Across for strike, 3-1 on Chavez, with Nolan Oliver scheduled to bat next. Gage Frank hoping to get his chance as they'll turn the order over here in inning number 6. 7-inning game. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 3-2 now on Chavez. Hastings Sodbusters finding a way with a victory yesterday, 11-10 in 11 innings. Much different kind of game here in the opener today as Hastings getting a bunch of 2-out runs and dominant pitching in an 8-0 win over the Spuds to take the first 2 games of this series. 3-2 pitch. This was rifled to left field for a base hit. Printer rounds third. He will score. Chavez hitting the first base bag, looking for 2. Here comes the throw. Not in time. RBI double for Anthony Chavez, and back-to-back doubles for the Sodbusters. And the Hastings fans with something to cheer about as it's 6-2.
Hey, what do you say, Anthony? Great double there. Found the gap, something that Sodbusters have struggled to do this home series. And sorry, Steve, I didn't think it was that funny. But
that was awesome. Hey, Anthony. So that's because we had Gazman earlier, which he hit into an immediate double play, so we should never say that again. But Anthony, that may be, we'll see if that catches on.
Chavez now 5 for 6 on the day, and he has been the offensive spotlight for the Sodbusters in this doubleheader. Maybe that'll get a spark and encourage the rest of the guys to bring the bats to the plate their next time up.
You were a poet and didn't know it. I'm very impressed. I would have never come up with that. It's. I learned from the youth.
Well, I'll tell you what. I didn't even come up with that until it left my mouth.
It just flowed. That sometimes those are the best things. And here's a visit to the mound from the head coach Mike Bowles. And will this do it for Vollmer? Vollmer making his way through the 5th inning, but he sees the back-to-back doubles and at least settling things down. 6-2, trying to take the momentum away with Nolan Oliver coming to the plate next. Oliver was solidly struck ball his first time up out to right field, then a more routine play for Chase Burke the second time. Been a fun doubleheader, and it's, I gotta say, Ryan, It's fun calling wins. We hadn't seen too many for a while, so yeah, I'd kind of forgot what it was like to call winning baseball, and to see 2 wins in a row, I'm kind of getting greedy. I want to see a third. Little rally late.
A while is putting it lightly, Steve. That's 12 games and spanned over the form of almost a month, but it was worth the wait, and especially to see a walk-off in the first one. That was awesome, to say the least, and a dominant win in the first game. And how about a come-from-behind win for the third one?
That's right.
That would put the icing on the cake for this weekend.
A big rally late. That would be fun. Number 9 hitter trying to keep it going here for the Hastings Sodbusters. Big swing, no contact at ball 1 for Nolan Oliver as he stands in there. So back-to-back doubles from Printer and Chavez. Printer scores the run. Chavez with the RBI, and he stands at second base. Sodbuster, get a couple more here. Heading into the 7th, give yourself a pretty realistic chance. As pitch fouled away, no balls and 2 strikes on Oliver. Now he really has to battle against Ty Volmer. As the Hastings Sodbusters trail by a score of 6-2. Like I say, you'd at least like to get that run home from second to make it a 3-run deficit and find a way to put a 0 on the board in the 7th and give yourself a fighting chance against this Casper Spuds squad. 0-2 pitch, grounded back up the middle. Probably not going to get it done. Fielded cleanly, throw to first in time. Well played by Easton Smith, and the Sodbusters will have 2 outs in the inning. They'll turn the order over there. Gage Frank will have an opportunity to knock home the run, as advancing on the play will be Chavez to third base.
Productive out from Oliver, getting the run over to third base, but got to take sac fly out of the question there. If you're going to hit a fly ball, you got to make sure you find a gap, but you've got all those speedy outfielders out there.
Off-speed pitch, a beauty over the inside part of the plate. No balls, 1 strike on Gage Frank. 67 miles an hour on that curveball from Volmer, and no balls and 1 strike. The count on Gage Frank. Frank has scuffled against Casper during the course of this year, and he fouls this pitch back. He's down to the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Gage trying to find a way here. Did draw a walk back in the 3rd. 0 for 2 in this game. 1 for 4 in the first game with a run scored. You take the Casper at bats away from his season, he's probably hitting over 300. 0-2 pitch. Hard hit ball, but a one-hopper right at the first baseman. Well played. Caleb Simmons wins the race to the bag, and the Sodbusters will settle for 1 run here in the 6th inning. 1 run on 2 hits, 1 man left. We head to the 7th. It's Casper with the lead, 6-2, and this is Sodbuster Baseball.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbusters.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Sodbusters down by a score of 6-2, and a new pitcher coming in. It's going to be Tanner Johnson. Johnson, 11 appearances to tie for first on the team in that category. This will be his 12th. In 15 innings, he's allowed 15 runs, 12 of those earned. He's allowed 14 hits, struck out 13, and walked 20. He's also hit 6. He's 0-1 with a 7.2 ERA as he tries to keep it a 6-2 deficit here. And Tanner Johnson, he worked against Nebraska on Tuesday. It was the losing pitcher, worked 2 innings, allowed 2 runs, neither of them earned. He allowed 1 hit, walked 2, and hit 2. Free passes have been the issue for Johnson, who tries to put a 0 on the board, as he will be facing the 9-1-2 hitters for the Spuds, but it's really not 9-1-2 because you got Chandler Stocking batting here, and here's the guy who's usually in the 4th spot of the batting order. Came in defensively for Stallwick. It's nice to bring this guy off the bench if you're Casper, and he takes high for ball 1 ball, no strikes.
3 tough outs lined up here for the Sodbuster pitching staff.
So Adam DeBoer would take the loss if the Sodbusters can't rally. Tex Cook goes an inning and a third of relief before giving way to Johnson. And a count of 1 ball and 1 strike on Stocking, who gets his first at bat of this game for the Casper Spuds. In there defensively at the shortstop position, his best position probably. Played second base in the first game, and the pitch is across for strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Chandler Stocking. Sodbusters getting a run in that 6th inning. We're hoping for more. They got the runner to third base, but couldn't get that second run across after the back-to-back doubles from Printer and Chavez. Remains 1-2 after the foul ball off the bat of Chandler Stocking. Stocking, 5 for 19 against Hastings heading into the day. Had a multi-hit game in one of the contests and one of the blowout victories of that 3-game series the last time these two teams got together. 1-2 pitch on the way. Hard hit ball to right field and caught. Good job defensively. Sodbusters had him played perfectly, and Hastings didn't have to move much with Kyle Hiltbrandt. There's one loud out here in the 7th. Back to the top of the order for Elijah Reeves, who has broken Hastings' heart in a lot of different ways today. He's got 3 hits, he's got a run scored, an RBI, and a tremendous defensive play to rob Hastings of a couple of runs.
Reeves shedding some weight there, got rid of the chain there, says, I need more speed, I don't want that, or something to that tune.
Pitch is inside for a ball. That makes some noise, too. You can sneak up on anybody with that baby around your neck. 1-0 the count, and the pitch. Outside for ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. This is scheduled 7-inning game, so this is it. Last chance for Casper to add on, and meanwhile Hastings, they will have their 2, 3, and 4 hitters up in the bottom of the 7th inning. It's Tanner Johnson, 2-1 count on Reeves. Brings it over but low, and it's now 3 balls and a strike on Reeves. Don't want to put the speedy Elijah Reeves on there. The line out for Stocking to open the inning. Tanner Johnson brings it home. Outside ball 4. Walks and hit batsmen an issue yesterday, but the Sodbusters won anyway, 11-10. Walks and hit batsmen not an issue in the opener, as Dalton Juden was dominant and allowed only 4 hits and an 8-0 Sodbuster win, but Casper trying to even up this doubleheader, get the split heading into the 4th game of the series tomorrow. Pitch taken high. 1 ball and no strikes to Chase Burke. Burke with a walk and a run scored his last time up, officially 0 for 3 in this game after going 0 for 3 in that 8-0 loss. Here's the pitch. Low, good stop for Cabranes. Would not be surprised to see Reeves take off, although they are respecting the arm of Cabranes, who've not got their run game going nearly the way they did yesterday. 6-2 the score. Casper leads it late here in the top of the 7th. Johnson brings the pitch home, grounded back up the middle. Second baseman Oliver dishes to Printer, throw to first, safe. Good call over there. About as well as Hastings could do it as they got the nice dish from Frank to Printer. That's turned into a nice little combination in the middle. Printer, a gun, but tremendous speed for Chase Burke, who beats it out. Fielder's choice grounder. It goes 4-6 on the putout to retire Reeves. And Burke aboard with 2 outs for Matthew Marsick, who tries to keep this inning going. 6-2, Casper on top. Johnson trying to put a 0 on the board and give the offense a chance in the bottom of the 7th. Throw over to first and pretty close. Burke dives back in safely. He is the leading base stealer this year, 8 out of 9 for Casper, who comes in 31 out of 39 as a team. Johnson brings the pitch home and rifled to right field. Coming on, Hiltbrandt makes the catch. Nice play out there in right field. 2 good plays for Hiltbrandt, who has been a great utility player. For 3 games, we've seen him in 3 different positions as he makes the catch there. and Casper cannot score. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Last chance for the Sodbusters. It's 6-2 Casper, and this is Sodbuster Baseball. Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner. A friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner.
Hastings Sodbusters baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate woodbat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Last chance for the Hastings Sodbusters. They trail by a score of 6-2, 2 runs and 6 hits for Hastings during their 6 innings of work. And through 7, Casper with 6 runs on 8 hits. They've stranded 13, so they had all kinds of opportunities. And meanwhile, Ty Volmer trying to go the distance, trying to equal the effort put forth by Dalton Juden of Hastings in the opener. And saving their bullpen. Casper needed that after going through the last couple of days. Meanwhile, Hastings using 3 pitchers today. Here's Marcos Cabranes. It's 2, 3, and 4 up there for Hastings. As Cabranes tries to get things started, he's been on base twice, hit by a pitch and reached on an error. And he's first pitch swinging, rifles this one to center field. Reeves on the run, back, and makes the catch. And where fly balls go to die, the outfield at Duncan Field, when you particularly have a center fielder like Elijah Reeves, there's one loud out here in the 7th.
Yeah, that's 2 balls that Cabranes has hit today that, like we mentioned, could have been home runs in other ballparks, and Reeves had that read perfectly for out number 1.
Here's Landon Gaz. Gaz, the first baseman, he is 0 for 3. His hardest hit ball was a double play ball back in the 3rd inning when he grounded into that one to ruin what was a nice start to the inning for the Hastings Sodbusters. 1 for 3, a couple of runs scored in the opener. Sodbusters won that 8-0, but Casper on the verge of getting a split, 2 outs away. Here's the pitch. Off-speeder across, and Volmer trying to go the distance. 1 ball and 1 strike on Landon Gaz. Same 2 teams tomorrow night, 6:35. Come on out if you were in central Nebraska. Pitch fouled away over by the Casper dugout. Hardly any foul balls go over by the Hastings dugout, but the visitors' dugout, man, has taken a beating here in this series. Both from Casper, particularly from Casper hitters. They've hit their own dugout a lot. Hard hit ball into left field for a base hit. Good effort there as Martinez tried to field it, but that was a rocket off the bat of Gaz, who has his first hit of the 2nd game.
Not much you can do there if you're Martinez. Stick your glove out. Hopefully it finds the leather to no avail.
And now here's Nick Jones. Jones, the highlight offensively of this game for the Hastings Sodbusters. He's 2 for 2, and the solo home run responsible for the first run of the game. He's first pitch swinging here, and he'll not be pleased with that. Pops it up into left field. 3 Spuds converge, and this will be caught by Marsick, so a quick 2nd out. First pitch swinging, down by 4 runs. Liked what he saw, but just could not barrel it up, and there are 2 outs now for Kyle Hiltbrandt, who hit about as hard as anybody has for this Sodbuster team his last time up, but that was the play where Elijah Reeves robbed him of extra bases and of 2 RBI, and then Casper would follow that up with a 3-run 6th inning, ignited by Reeves, who was able to get aboard to begin the inning. Pitch in the dirt, 1 ball and no strikes on Hiltbrandt. 1 on, 2 outs, 6-2. Sodbusters down to their final out. Here's the pitch. Low into the dirt, good stop for Mac Wilkins, who's been pretty tough behind home plate. We'll be back on the air, or with the stream, if you will, at about 6:10 tomorrow, assuming the umpires are here. And we'll have that one tomorrow night, the finale of this 4-game series, carrying over 3 days. Fairly crisply played doubleheader, despite the fact we started 50 minutes late. There was a communications error somewhere along the way. So the umpires didn't realize we had a 4:15 start time. Started like 50 minutes late, but we get done in pretty good shape unless we see a big rally with 2 outs, which is always a possibility. Sodbusters were outstanding with 2 outs back in game number 1. Not so much in this contest, as they need a couple more base runners to make it really interesting. Hiltbrand swings and misses here. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. May have swung at ball 4, and you really needed that base runner to help the cause. 3-2 with Hiltbrand and Gaz at first, and 2 outs in the inning, and Vollmer trying to work a complete game. Out of the stretch, the pitch. Foul back, Hiltbrand stays alive. So the 2 newcomers, both a part of this particular going, with Gaz at first base and Hiltbrand at the plate. Those 2 have had very nice first weeks for this Hastings Sodbuster team. Looking forward to calling these guys late June and into July. Hard hit ball at the shortstop. Stocking can't make the play, and that's back-to-back rockets against Vollmer. 2 singles as that one scooted on through. As had the line out to center, a single, a line out to left, and now another single. 2 on, 2 out for Cale Jensen. Need 1 more base runner to really make it interesting as the Sodbusters trying to get that tying run to the plate. Here's Jensen, who's 1 for 3 on the day and 3 for 6 in the doubleheader. Vollmer brings the pitch home. Low into the dirt. Knocked down by Wilkins. 1 ball and no strikes on Cale Jensen, who can afford to be selective. Like I say, Sodbusters need that 1 more base runner to bring the tying run to the plate here in the bottom of the 7th. Last chance for Hastings in this 7-inning doubleheader, and I think there's now an equipment issue for the catcher, Mac Wilkins.
And how big would it be just for the Sodbusters to get 1 or 2 more hits and force the hands of Mike Bowles to make a pitching change here with 2 outs in the last inning?
Could pay dividends tomorrow. Pitch is missing as both teams also looking ahead to the finale of the series. And you see the head coach Bowles outside the dugout standing in front of his screen. I don't think I'd want to be standing there the way this game's going. Here's a solidly struck ball to left center field. Elijah Reeves goes over and makes it look easy, and that's the ball game as Casper gets a doubleheader split today. Another solidly struck ball here in the 7th inning, but it turns into a fairly loud out, and the Sodbusters are turned away. No runs on 2 hits. 2 men left as the Sodbusters fall today by a score of 6-2. We'll talk about it, get some comments from one of the coaches after this timeout. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Sodbuster baseball as we're in the post game now as Hastings falling by a score of 6-2. Fairly crisply played doubleheader, Ryan Valenta. We had an opportunity to watch a couple of good baseball games here today, and drastically different outcomes. One good, one not so good, but still a fun day of baseball.
At one point we didn't know if we were going to have a game one. We had no idea if and when we were going to get some umpires out here. Thankfully, we came through, but wow, that first game, that looked like the Sodbusters we've been waiting to see all season. Complete game shutout from Dalton Juden, 3-hit game from Anthony Chavez, really set the tone early with those couple of runs and just kept adding on and adding on. Didn't settle for just the 2, 3, 4 runs. Ended up getting 8 there to keep the pressure on and really keep the Spuds out of game one. Game two, a little bit of a different story. You thought, well, maybe they can continue their winning ways. Adam DeBoer gave up run in the second, but that home run by Nick Jones, that really gave the Sodbuster offense some life immediately, but the Spuds able to keep tacking on against DeBoer, and besides the Jones home run, not too many offensive bright spots for the Sodbusters in game two. However, they've guaranteed that they cannot lose the series as they'll go for the win tomorrow night here at Duncan Field.
In game number 2, the Hastings Sodbusters 2 runs, 8 hits. Casper 6 runs, 8 hits. So the hits were even, but the Sodbusters just a little too generous, if you will, as you look at the pitching line, and it's kind of been an Achilles for this Hastings squad. They end up walking 8 and hitting 2 in a 7-inning game. There is 10 free passes. And I'll tell you what, Casper able to do the job and take advantage of the opportunities presented them. You remember their 3-run inning. They had only 1 hit in the game in that inning. And that one really, it kind of settled the score. It was 3-1 at the time, but that 3-run 6th inning opened up a 5-run lead. Now, Hastings did get a run back in the 6th, but, you take those 3 runs off the board, and it's a totally different feel heading into the bottom of the 7th inning. And as it stands, the Sodbusters settle for a split today. After winning the opener, they end up losing game number 2. As DeBoer does take the loss for Hastings, who works 4 2/3 innings, allowing 3 runs on 7 hits, striking out 6, walking 4. Tex Cook, who was so good yesterday, just couldn't find the strike zone consistently today. He did strike out 3, but walked 3. Allows 3 runs on just 1 hit in an inning and a third. Good job for Tanner Johnson to work an inning and not allow anything. Did walk 1, but overall the Sodbusters, after that solid pitching in game 1, kind of an up-and-down day in game number 2. Offensively, you look at Nick Jones. There's your highlight with the home run. He goes 2 for 3 on the day with an RBI and a run scored. Another multi-hit game for Anthony Chavez, who had quite a day after 3 for 3 in the first game, goes 2 for 3 with an RBI. Other run producers, Josh Printer with a double and a run scored for this Hastings squad. You had Landon Gaz pick up a hit, but that was pretty well it for Hastings. Cale Jensen, 1 for 4. Kyle Hiltbrand, 1 for 4. Neither of those guys, though, with runs or RBIs. And overall, the Sodbusters turned away as they tried for a doubleheader sweep, but they get the doubleheader split. And like I say, after the way things were going, heading into this particular homestand, when you can say, okay, you win the first 2 out of 3, you'll take that. Now you get greedy, and you want a 3 out of 4. See if the Sodbusters can come through and do that tomorrow.
Yeah, like we said, completely different team coming to this home series against Prospects. Sodbusters kept it close one game. The other game was, we won't talk about that one, but from this game, 10 more left on base for the Sodbusters. 10 left on base for the Sodbusters, and just it was really about stringing together opportunities. Again, it's been a problem that haven't seen the success of this game, because you saw in the hits column, it was even at 8 apiece. Fortunately, a difference of 6 runs there on the scoreboard. So Sodbusters, tough pill to swallow. Take your medicine here and go for the series win tomorrow and make your improvements based on what you see today.
I think our door's locked. Let's, because I heard somebody knock. I'm going. Grab it.
Get out.
Come on in. Yep. Nothing like live. All right. So Vinny Carone has come up. We appreciate him joining us for our post game, and we'll kind of wrap up both games. But let's go back today to the first game today. Talk a little about the Dalton Juden and the Hastings Sodbuster right-hander and his start today in that opener.
Yeah, he's been dominant the last couple times out. Had a good appearance a couple weeks ago. And then came in today and just did a lot of the same. He works quick, he's confident, throws a lot of strikes, and anytime you have that combination working, it's going to be tough to get a lot of base runners on, going to be tough to get some hits.
He sets the tone for you, and then you get it done at the plate as well. How about the two-out performance? That's kind of been a knock on this team. You're unable to come up with two-out hits, but today, the first 6 runs all scoring with 2 outs.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time usually with those things. You even watch Major League Baseball, teams go in and out of slumps with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. So it was just a matter of time before we started coming up, and they all happened to come at once, it seemed like today. But we did a lot of other things well that kind of helped us get to that point. I think we had some bunts get down. They made some errors on that, where we got base runners on from that. And then just executing as well with runners in scoring position. A couple times, runner on third base, just hitting a fly ball or hitting a ground ball, and that gets the run in. And that kind of takes the pressure off a little bit with 2 outs, because then you can free swing and just kind of let stuff happen from there.
You know, usually you bat your best 5 guys in the top spot of the lineup. Game 1, the bottom 5 guys, 10 of the 13 hits for the Sodbusters. Bottom half getting it done in there, just good all-around performance for the offense. And just how big is that to have guys all over the lineup that can get it done, especially with Anthony Chavez with 5 hits in the 2 games today.
Yeah, I mean, Chavez has been hitting the ball really, really well. Hasn't played every game at third base recently, kind of been a little bit of a rotation, but he came in today and he hit the ball really well. And I think that attributes as well to those 2-out hits. A lot of the time you don't get 2-out hits done because you have the top of the lineup getting on base and the bottom's not coming through. But today, both games, and even yesterday I think as well, bottom of the lineup coming through with a lot of hits. Obviously Chavez with 5, and he's just ripping it. He's got a great approach. Last week he had a lot of good at-bats, but didn't have a lot to show for it. Today, finally, those good at-bats produced some runs.
Meanwhile, Nick Jones doesn't happen a whole lot. Home run out of Duncan Field. Talk a little about that moment in the dugout for that young man and the chance for the guys to celebrate with him.
Yeah, I mean, that was an exciting moment. Dude's a great hitter. Really, really good hitter, just composed at the plate, sees pitches well, swings at strikes. He can go backside, and obviously he can pull it and leave the yard as well. It's a tough field to hit the ball out of, and we know he has pop, but man, to hit it out of here is something, that's an accomplishment, and really got the guys fired up. Too bad we couldn't kind of build off it a little bit more, but that's huge to have a guy in the 3 and 4 spot who can leave the yard and really make stuff happen in an instant.
DeBoer keeps you in the game. It's 3-1, and then you kind of wondered who you're going to go to next. You used some guys yesterday, having to come back with Tex Cook back-to-back days, and they ended up scoring 3 runs after they took away an extra base hit. In that 5th inning, they get 3 in the 6th. How big was that to kind of not necessarily put the game on ice, but you knew it was going to be really tough when they scored 3 there?
Yeah, so DeBoer didn't necessarily have his best stuff all day, but kind of battled through it, and that's something we've talked about is we're not going to feel our best all the time, but we still got to produce and get outs and be effective. And I think giving up 3 runs over 5 innings for him was pretty solid, given not being 100% sharp like he was a week or 2 ago. And then Tex coming in got us out of that 1 inning, but then things kind of spiraled a little bit on us in that 5th or 6th inning where they scored the 3 runs. And a lot of it goes back again to that center fielder. He's been phenomenal out there all weekend, runs down a lot of balls. He puts a lot of pressure on our pitchers as well once he's on the base paths, and he's a really tough out. He's an all-around player, and I think if there's an MVP of today's game, it's definitely him without a doubt, just because of what he can do in every facet of the game.
Benny Carone, appreciate him coming up and joining us our post-game. That'll do it for our broadcast. We invite you to come back tomorrow. Again, game time is going to be at 6:35. We'll have coverage at about 6:10 tomorrow as we wrap up the 4-game series here at Duncan Field. So it's a split for the Sodbusters as Hastings wins the opener 8-0. They drop game 2, a 6-2 for Mason Hendricks. For Ryan Valenta, final score once again in game 2 of our doubleheader, it was Casper 6 and Hastings 2. I'm Steve Stein.
Catch the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Get the ultimate fan experience at a Hastings Sodbuster game this summer. Enjoy high-level collegiate summer wood bat baseball at the beautiful and historic Duncan Field in Hastings. Baseball and a whole lot more. Affordable family fun. That's what the Sodbusters and the Independence League are all about. Sodbuster Baseball. It's your team.
Catch the spirit.